You're about to board a cruise ship. Maybe it's your very first voyage, or maybe you've done this a dozen times before. But before you step onto that deck, there are a few things the cruise lines would rather you never find out. In fact, these secrets are quietly built into the system, and one of them could drain hundreds of dollars from your wallet before the ship even leaves port. After sailing on more than 30 cruises, I've seen firsthand how the industry is designed to separate the experienced travelers, the ones who move smoothly through their vacations, from those who fall for subtle upsells and sneaky onboard fees. But don't worry, by the end of this video, you'll know how to recognize the traps, avoid the scams, and cruise like a true insider. We'll go step by step, from the moment you book your trip to the day you disembark. And trust me, you'll want to stay until the end, because the final secret is one the cruise companies hope you'll never figure out. Let's start with the port day pricing trick. Everyone loves a good deal, and the cruise lines know it. That's why the prices you see on board aren't as stable as they look. They shift quietly throughout the voyage. When the ship is sailing and everyone's on board with time to browse, prices rise. But once the ship docks and half the passengers head ashore, something interesting happens. The same stores that looked high-end yesterday, the jewelry counters, duty-free shops, souvenir stands, suddenly start flashing exclusive port day discounts. It looks generous, but it's really just smart inventory management. Fewer people on board means fewer impulse buyers, so the shops drop prices temporarily to move slow-selling items while maintaining the illusion of luxury. That half-off diamond ring, it might have been full price just a day earlier, and still far pricier than what you'd pay at a store on land. The trick to beating this system is patience. Don't buy anything during the first couple of days. Wait until mid-cruise, when the ship docks again, and you'll see those same items magically go on sale. Take a photo of the tag early in the trip, then compare prices later. You'll notice the quiet markdown. Smart cruisers never buy on impulse. They wait, watch, and spend only when the timing favors them. And the next time you hear the announcement, final port day clearance, today only, you'll know it's not a favor, it's just the system resetting before the next wave of passengers boards. Now, let's talk about the early check-in illusion. Every cruise terminal has that long line of priority passengers, people who paid extra to skip the crowd. The irony? That line often moves no faster than the regular one. Cruise lines sell early boarding as a premium perk. Get on the ship first, be first to enjoy lunch. It sounds like an advantage until you realize it's mostly psychological. When boarding opens, all those early access guests arrive at once, clogging the system. Meanwhile, passengers who show up just a bit later, around 30 to 45 minutes afterward, often breeze through security with almost no waiting at all. In short, you're not paying to board earlier, you're paying to wait earlier. Ports operate in waves, letting each group through in batches. Once the initial rush passes, the boarding area usually clears up, and you can walk straight on without spending extra. So instead of stressing to be first, time your arrival strategically. Let the early crowd handle the chaos, then stroll through check-in as they're finishing their first buffet plate. You'll get the same experience, minus the unnecessary fee. On cruise ships, the real advantage isn't being first. It's being smart. Before we continue, I've got something that'll make your next trip a whole lot smoother. A free cruise packing and planning checklist. It's the exact list I use for every voyage, what to pack, what to skip, and how to avoid half the traps I'm talking about here. You can download it right below. It's free, printable, and will save you money, time, and stress before you even set sail. Now, let's move on to the hidden drink package algorithm. That all-you-can-drink deal everyone raves about? It doesn't have a fixed price. It's dynamic, just like airline tickets. Cruise companies use smart pricing systems that track your behavior on their websites and apps. Every time you click on the drink package or hover over a cocktail menu, that data gets logged. If the system thinks you're ready to buy, the price may quietly go up to make it seem more exclusive. If you hesitate or check multiple times without purchasing, the algorithm might drop the price a little, giving you the illusion of a flash sale. In reality, it's not random. You're being nudged. This behavioral pricing loop is designed to make you think you've caught a bargain when, in fact, the system already knows what you're willing to pay. So here's what seasoned travelers do: research once, then close the app completely. When you're ready to purchase, use an incognito browser or a new device. If the price suddenly drops, you'll know it wasn't luck. You were being tracked. And if you want the best deals, wait for cruise-wide sales about 45 to 60 days before departure. That's when cruise lines push real discounts to fill cabins, and the algorithm takes a back seat. Now, a lot of passengers believe that once they're on board, the scams stop. But the truth is, the subtle manipulation actually ramps up once you unpack. Because from the moment you close your cabin door, everything around you, from the lighting and temperature to the service schedule, is designed with one quiet goal: to keep you spending. Let's look at the temperature lock myth. Ever walked into your cabin, turned the thermostat to cool things down, and realized the temperature barely changed? That's not in your head, it's intentional. Most modern cruise ships use central climate systems that limit your thermostat's actual range. Even if the screen says 19 degrees Celsius, the real temperature might stay around 23 degrees Celsius. It's energy efficiency disguised as comfort. Here's the insider workaround. Cruise lines are required to accommodate passengers who need temperature adjustments for health reasons. You don't need a medical certificate. Just visit guest services and explain that you have a temperature sensitivity or health condition that requires cooler air. They'll send a technician to unlock the full thermostat range for your cabin. It's a small request, but it makes a big difference. Once you know this trick, you'll never spend another night sweating through your sheets, wondering if you imagine the heat. And finally, for this part, the free room upgrade trap. That exciting email you get before your cruise, the one that says, "Congratulations, you've been upgraded." Sounds like good news, right? Well, not always. Because what cruise lines call an upgrade doesn't always mean you're getting the better deal you think you are. Cruise lines love sending those exciting emails. "Congratulations, you've been upgraded." It sounds like a dream come true, but the truth behind it is far less glamorous. In many cases, what they call an upgrade isn't really an improvement at all. Cruise companies frequently reclassify existing rooms during the season. They simply change the label, not the room itself. That deluxe ocean view you were just moved to, it might be the exact same size, same window, and same layout as the standard cabin you originally booked. The only real difference is the name and what the next person might pay for it. By calling it an upgrade, they make you feel rewarded, even if you've just been shifted sideways, and sometimes you're not even getting an equal trade. That better cabin might sit right under the pool deck, next to a noisy nightclub, or beside a service hallway where carts rumble past all night. Before accepting any so-called upgrade, check your new cabin number on the cruise line's website or app. Look at the deck plan. If it's lower down or near the front of the ship, odds are you've been moved into a noisier, less stable area. When in doubt, politely ask to keep your original cabin. They might call it a downgrade, but in reality, you're holding on to what you paid for: peace, quiet, and control over your surroundings. We're halfway through the list, and up until now, we've talked mostly about comfort and convenience. But what comes next goes deeper. It's about control. Because the real business of cruising isn't just about where you sleep or what you eat. It's about how the entire experience is engineered to keep you spending. The next few secrets will show you how cruise companies quietly turn fun into finely tuned profit, and how you can enjoy every moment without falling for the math behind the magic. Once you understand how your cabin affects your comfort, it's time to explore how the rest of the ship influences your wallet. From the first cocktail you order to the last chip you cash out. Let's start with the loyalty discount mirage. You've earned your status: silver, gold, maybe even platinum. You open the app and see an exclusive member rate, feeling proud of your hard-earned reward. But what most passengers never realize is that these discounts can be built on prices that were quietly raised first. It's called dynamic loyalty pricing. Before a sale goes live, the cruise line system often increases the base fare for logged-in members. Then, when your 10% or 20% loyalty discount is applied, the final total ends up the same or even higher than the public price a few days earlier. You think you've been rewarded, but really, you've been segmented. The system has simply placed you into a predictable pricing group, and here's where it gets sneakier. Once you use a loyalty discount, your booking might be flagged as promotion used, which locks you out of flash sales or deeper discounts later. To spot this trick, compare prices in a private browser before logging into your account. If the rate changes once you sign in, that's your red flag. True loyalty shouldn't manipulate you, it should make you feel valued. So treat those rewards as optional tools, not automatic wins. Sometimes, the smartest travelers skip loyalty pricing altogether and save more sailing as a new customer. Next is the casino credit cycle. Cruise ship casinos aren't designed for luck, they're built on psychology. That tempting offer, play $100, get $25 free? It sounds generous, but it's calculated. The casino already knows your spending patterns from your onboard account. Every time you play, the system tracks how long you sit, how much you wager, and how often you reinvest your winnings. If you tend to walk away ahead, you're marked as a low retention guest, meaning fewer perks next time. But if you lose steadily and keep coming back, you're labeled as engaged. That's when the enticing free play emails begin to roll in. It's not generosity, it's a reinvestment. The average free play of $100 is offered to players who typically lose around $180 per session. The goal isn't to reward you, it's to reactivate you. Cruise ship casinos are closed ecosystems, feeding every bit of data back into the ship's marketing network. If you enjoy the experience, play responsibly. Set an amount, play it once, and walk away. But don't chase the free credit offers. The system isn't congratulating you, it's quietly pulling you back in. Even if you've mastered the pricing tricks, dodged the upsells, and played the casino smart, there's another layer most passengers never notice. Because modern cruise ships aren't just floating hotels anymore, they're floating data centers. Every tap, swipe, and login builds a profile of you. And that brings us to the next secret, one that has less to do with money and everything to do with information. Let's talk about the Wi-Fi data harvest. When you connect to the ship's Wi-Fi, it feels harmless. You check messages, scroll social media, maybe do a little shopping. But that smooth connection comes with strings attached. Cruise ship networks track how long you spend on each page, which apps you open, and what you browse. It's not about reading your messages, it's about studying your behavior. If you spend time looking at jewelry online, you might later receive a personalized invitation to an onboard sale. If you browse spa packages, don't be surprised when a special offer coupon appears under your door the next day. This isn't coincidence. It's targeted marketing powered by ship-based analytics. And unlike on land, where privacy laws limit this kind of tracking, the ocean operates in a legal gray zone. Since ships aren't governed by any single country's laws, data collection is often unregulated. That gives cruise companies the freedom to use your browsing habits for real-time upsells. To protect yourself, use a VPN before connecting to the ship's Wi-Fi. Avoid logging into personal shopping or loyalty accounts until you're back on a secure connection. And the next time you receive a special invitation, you'll know exactly where it came from. Then there's the safety briefing recording. Every cruise begins with a mandatory safety drill. You scan your key card, watch the video, and head back to enjoy your vacation. But that quick check-in does more than confirm attendance. The data also tracks who arrives late, who skips the drill, and who ignores reminders. Those passengers are flagged internally as non-compliant, which can trigger additional monitoring throughout the voyage. Security cameras at entry points cross-check movement to make sure flagged guests are following the rules. It's not meant to intimidate. It's simply risk management. Cruise lines face serious penalties if passengers skip safety procedures, so they monitor compliance closely. If you'd rather stay off the radar, the fix is simple. Complete your safety drill early. It resets your passenger profile to cleared status, removing any extra attention. After that, you'll cruise through the trip just as it should be, calm and carefree. By now, you can probably see just how deep the cruise system goes. from pricing strategies to air conditioning controls to data tracking. But the final secret doesn't happen on the ship. It happens after you leave. Here's the disembarkation bill delay. On your last morning, you pack your bags, grab breakfast, and glance at your account. Everything looks normal. But a week later, your credit card statement tells a different story. That's because many cruise lines process final charges after passengers disembark. During that delay, extra fees can slip through. Minibar restocks, towel replacements, unreturned rental items, or disputed bar tabs. Since it happens after you're home, most guests never bother to contest it, and the industry quietly counts on that. To avoid it, visit guest services on your final night before. The crowds form. Ask for a printed, itemized statement and check it line by line. If you spot an error, have it corrected immediately while the system is still open. Don't accept the "it'll adjust automatically" line. It rarely does. Get written confirmation that your account is settled before midnight. That simple step closes your balance properly and protects you from those hidden post-cruise surprises. Because at the end of the day, this isn't about paranoia, it's about awareness. Cruising should feel like an escape, not a negotiation. And when you understand how the systems behind the smiles really work, you start traveling differently, calmly, confidently, and completely in control. Remember, these secrets aren't meant to scare you away from cruising. They're meant to help you enjoy it on your own terms. Once you see how the business operates, you hold the power. Smart travel isn't about luck, it's about understanding the game. If this helped you see cruising in a new light, make sure to subscribe to Lux Depths, where we uncover the truth behind luxury travel, hidden industry systems, and insider strategies to make every trip unforgettable. Before your next voyage, grab the free Lux Depths cruise packing checklist linked below. It's simple, practical, and can save you from most of the traps we just uncovered. And when you're ready to keep exploring, click the next video on your screen. You're going to love it. Travel smart, travel aware, and as always, welcome aboard Lux Depths, where your journey truly begins.